Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Before we get started, please give this video a massive like. It really does help me out. But today we're going to be talking about everything that is wrong with my 2003 V12 BMW 760 Ally. Let's get into it. Now then, recently I just purchased this 2003 BMW 760 Ally for just £2,400, and this car is by no means perfect. So with this being an almost 18 years old car, there is some bodywork damage. Like for example, on the wing here we have this scuff, although most of that can possibly be buffed out. We have some scrapes along the front bumper like that, and the lower portion of the grille on this side where it goes over the fog light, that is missing. That's how it should look. Again, a pretty nasty scuff on the bumper here. Kind of looks like the mirror caps have been painted before, but just very poorly. The paint is kind of flaking off. The alloy wheels are just completely shot. They look like they have been attempted to be painted at some point, but as you can see, the paint is just flaking off. These look pretty nasty now. We have a dent on the rear bumper. This could potentially be pulled out, I'm not too sure yet. While we are at the rear then, the boot or the tailgate is a bit temperamental. So you push this button and it's supposed to rise up, but you kind of have to give it a helping hand. And then it kind of goes up the rest of the way, but it does stall by the top and then just falls down on its own. So I don't know if that's bad struts or if that is something wrong with the motor or what. I haven't done too much investigating with it yet. But while we are also in the boot, you can see everything is all over the place. We have trim pieces, the boot carpet is up, and you can see that we had some electrical issues. So there should be a module in here. As you can see, it's disconnected. This is the navigation module that should go here. Now I had to unplug it because it was staying awake when the car was switched off and locked. This thing was staying awake and it was draining the battery. Had to disconnect the battery until I figured out that that was the issue. And so with that not plugged in, the Idrive is not working at all. As you can see on this door right here, we have this dent slash scratch, another scuff there, another slight chip there. Nothing major, nothing really that you would not expect from an 18-year-old car that's covered 145,000 miles, but just things that I'm pointing out right now and things that we may potentially fix at a later date. We'll take a look at the interior now as well. Interior is generally pretty clean for its age. Again, slight wearing on the steering wheel, but nothing too extreme by any means. Again, the bolster on the driver's seat, as you would expect. One thing down here that really does quite annoy me is this trim piece here. I guess people in the past have been kicking their feet against it and it's kind of taken off the rubberized coating, and for whatever reason the OBD door is being held on by blue tack. So I guess the clips have broke off of this, so I'll probably replace this at some point, the whole trim piece, because yeah, it kind of does look like a bit of a mess, to be honest. Now I'll show you the Idrive then. So it does power up, as you can see, it does power up. You can somehow navigate the menus, but it's pretty much not displaying anything. I think you need all of your modules to be working in unison to be able to access the features on the Idrive. So I'm not even going to try and adjust any of the settings until I get the whole system fully working as it should. I'm kind of thinking I may be better off just upgrading the entire Idrive system to the later version found in the facelift model. So I believe you just need the screen, the ASC unit, and the nav unit in the boot, the one that I've already taken out. Then I think you're pretty much updated to the latest Idrive then. But in general, the interior, like I said, is very, very clean. In the front, it's in very good condition for its age and for the mileage again. It does of course need a good clean, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult. The good thing is that this has black carpets, which is my preferred choice. You know, they could do with a good clean, but it doesn't look like it'd be too difficult to do so. So with this being a BMW 7 Series and one that has not been maintained the best, you can expect some lights on the dash. And this is not even with starting the engine. So we have a driver restraint system fault, but I actually think that is to do with the passenger seat. I could be wrong, but I believe it's just the occupancy sensor. So the mat in the seat, I believe that has gone faulty, and you can do a quick little fix with that. So I will pay some attention to that at a later date, but it's nothing major. The biggest fault that we have on the dash, now I'm not too sure if it's going to show, but we will fire this thing up just to have a look. Just ignore the service minus 31,000 for just a moment. Set time and date, driver restraint system fault. So whenever I drive it, I am getting another error. I'll put a clip up on the screen right now. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I think it's to do with the rear suspension, the automatic leveling system. I don't think that's working as it should. There it is. There's the fault. But apart from that, we don't appear to have any more faults on the dash. Now, I have already gave the car a scan with Austers, of course, Austers being the BMW diagnostic software, and we seem to have one major issue. That's with the DSC, the dynamic stability control, I believe it is, and we seem to be getting no communication to that. So that is going to take some investigating. I don't know if we have a faulty DSC module, or there is, you know, another issue, like it could be a fuse or something like that. But yeah, that is going to take some more investigating. But without further ado, let's jump in the back and see what we have back there. So in the rear then, a couple of things that I've noticed that are broken. First one of which is this pouch here, whatever you want to call it, on the back of the driver's seat. This appears to be broken. It seems to be snapped off down the bottom there. I believe you can just replace this panel, because I really doubt that you can just replace this bit here. I think you can replace this panel on the seat, so that may be something that I get onto doing, but you know, it's nothing major, but it should kind of look like that, which you don't. It's just kind of flopping around. Another thing as well, no, we don't have a fridge. We have the cold winter package, which I believe this is for your skis. For whatever reason, this is all cracked. I don't know what's gone on there, to be honest. And if we pull this down, yeah, it's all broken. But yeah, this is the ski bag. So if we ever want to go skiing, we can do so. Not that you can go skiing in the UK, but if we want to take this to the Alps or whatever, I can now do that in this car. Yep, and yeah, it's still broken, isn't it? We can stow this away like so. So we have a third seat. Not that you would want to sit on that, because that is not going to be comfortable. So we'll just leave it down. And now we'll move on to probably the most important thing, which is the engine bay, of course. Let's pop the big old bonnet. And there she is. So the naturally aspirated V12 N73 BMW engine. Yes, this is the same engine that is in the Rolls-Royce Phantom. That's just the 6.75 litre variant. So as you can see, the engine bay is very, very dirty. This thing has not had a clean. I'd be surprised if it's ever had a clean, to be honest, but it has not had a good clean in a very long time. What the hell is this? A plastic bag. And it looks like we have a cap missing off the headlight, which is going to let moisture in there, so that needs to get fixed. That's another thing wrong then. We're missing a clip off of the airbox, which is more than likely being dropped down there, so hopefully we can retrieve that at a later date. But yeah, in the engine bay, you know, not too much visually wrong. You know, the only thing that I can really see is a couple of leaks. So we have one from the power steering fluid reservoir. It's kind of splurged all over here. That is kind of an indicator that the filter has got blocked up and this thing needs replacing. And we seem to have a slight leak, a slight trickle of oil from the crankcase breather here. So there's one on each bank, one there and one there. I will ideally replace both of them at some point with the associated hoses. But the main thing is the lack of service history with this engine. So in the service history, the previous oil change was done in 2017 and around 35,000 miles ago. Now, if we take a look in here, not that it's really going to tell us a whole lot, but it doesn't actually look too bad in there. You know, I can't see a lot of sludge build up. So whether or not that is true, you know, whether or not someone like myself has just serviced it at home but not added it to the service history, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you know, that could be the case. But this thing really does need a lot of attention. So we need to swap out all of the filters, we need to do all of the fluids, you know, engine wise and transmission wise as well. And the engine just needs completely overhauled because there is a lot of jobs that should have been done in this engine's lifetime which really have not been done. For example, the drive belt and all of the pulleys, I'm guessing they are still original, and the water pump and thermostat as well, they are more than likely the original, still on there. So in whole, this engine just needs a lot of love, care, attention and money to put this right and to get this engine running reliably, because at the moment I really wouldn't want to put too many miles on it. And that's another thing as well, it is using a hell of a lot of fuel. Now you're probably like, what do you expect is a 6-litre V12? You know, I would expect over 10 miles per gallon, but at the moment we're not even getting 10 miles per gallon. So I have a feeling that this engine is not running how it should be. So yeah, it really just needs completely overhauling and you know, given a new bill of health really to get this thing running reliably and economically, well, as economical as it could be. Okay then, so that is pretty much everything wrong with my BMW 760Li. Now, if you would like me to spend a good amount of time and money on this car, please do let me know down in the comment section below. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will catch you all in that next video. Peace.